Hi there, how's it going? It's Wednesday night here and we are talking Football League betting for welovebetting.co.uk here. We are the boys from Sport and Bet, Chris Graham and Mark O'Hare. Mark, 3-3 last week. Take a bow, son. That horrible face from that horrible man. Horrible sweaty man.
That's disgusting.
He's disgusting. Andy Gray. Yeah, 3-3.
Yeah, delighted. Been quite a while, but finally it came, and I celebrated it as much as I could on a Sunday.
Well, I must say, Sunday drinking in London especially is one of my favourite things in the world. Always a great atmosphere in London, and Sunday drinking, unlike Scotland, which is a surprise. Absolutely. Some of my best ever days drinking a beer on a Sunday. Anyway.
I saw on Monday.
Yeah? Absolutely. You're good. You're good. So are Yeovil at the moment. They won 2 in a row. You're delighted by that, aren't you?
Yeah. I love Yeovil. I really do. And it comes across very patronising, but I'm defending them because they are being patronised so often in this championship season. They've won back-to-back games now, up to 22nd, 2 points from safety.
The dizzy heights of 22nd.
But as I said in August, and I'll continue to say, they're not going to go down without a fight. And they've proven that they just cannot be written off as relegation certainties. 3-0 at Watford. I mean, who saw that coming? That was absolutely outstanding. The main problem, though, has come at home at Huish Park. We've mentioned that stadium before.
Just quickly, that's the kind of thing that my nana would say to me when I was a kid. Like, I was talking too much. Huish! Is that a Scottish thing? Or is that
I think so.
Is it? Huish!
Sounds more like a whistle.
Yeah. It had its effect. I instantly shut up. Sorry. I'll shut up now.
Well, they've only scored 5 goals in the 9 home games, and 3 of those came in the one game against Forest, which they won a couple of weeks back, which I think leads us on quite nicely to what I've picked here, which is a goalless first half when they host Charlton on Saturday. Under 0.5 first half goals. It's 13-8
big price.
with Sporting Bet. 6 of Yeovil's 9 home games have been 0-0 at half time. So that's encouraging. You look at Charlton then, they were beaten 1-0 at Reading in midweek. That's 4 defeats from 5 now. Despite playing some decent football from what I've heard on Tuesday night, they really lack a killer instinct, a man up front who's going to put the ball in the back of the net, and that's showing as well because they've failed to score in 3 of the last 4. Again, very encouraging when we're looking for a goalless first half here. And another very strong trend to look out for is the goals in Charlton matches full stop. 7 of their last 9 have been settled by a solitary goal.
Right.
You just imagine Chris Powers looked at this game, looked at Yeovil's form and thought, we cannot lose this match. Therefore, tight, nervy, edgy. Is it a 6-pointer? Perhaps, but I'm hoping for a 0-0 first half, under 0.5 first half goals, 13-8.
13-8 with Sport and Bet. I like the sound of that. Game 2, and I feel quite sad. The fat Goth's gone. I'm quite sad. We can no longer mock him. Well, he might come back into Skrill leagues or something.
He'll be back. You know he'll be back.
He'll be back.
Whinging.
That big frame of his. He's back. Just have to listen to Susie and the Banshees records at the moment. But anyway, Dave, sorry you've gone. I'm genuinely upset about that. But yeah, you're a moaning toad. They're playing Sheffield Wednesday. They're playing Nottingham Forest on Saturday at the weekend. Where's your money going?
Now that the fat Goth has gone, and I think we saw when they were beaten by Blackpool last weekend, his last game in charge, how bad his leadership had got. But Roger Johnson, when asked after the game what's been going wrong, basically said the team gave up when they went a couple of goals behind, which is never encouraging. Of course,
Roger Johnson give up?
Yeah, the ever-committed Roger Johnson. Yeah. Jones is always blaming referees, bad luck, injuries, etc., etc.
Everything.
But he was actually backed by Milan Mandaric, signed over 40 players in his spell in charge. Stuart Gray takes over. First game beats the table-topping Leicester 2-1 at home. Without Matty Fryer as well, who was recalled by Hull. Connor Wickham did the damage for 2 goals. And I do like that kind of bounce-back theory when managers get sacked.
I agree.
The teams play without pressure, renewed hope, vigour, that sort of thing. We saw it of Wednesday. We saw it of Barnsley as well in midweek. They went to Brighton, first away win since February. So I think we've got to have Wednesday on side, especially when you see the prices in this match. Wednesday are priced at over 2-1 to win at home against the Forest team who are struggling themselves. I'm choosing the 23-20 in the draw no bet market. I think that's very backable, despite them only winning 2 games this season. Mentioned that win against Leicester. But Forest, as you probably saw, Billy Davis and the photographer.
not a guy you want to get the wrong side of.
Even the fans are starting to ask questions because the form's not good. They're suffering a little bit of an injury crisis. 1-1 drawn 3, lost 3 now the last 7. Only kept 2 clean sheets in 15 matches now, which really isn't a fair reflection on a Billy Davies team who are normally very tight.
Yeah.
Forest are underperforming. You expect a bounce back from Wednesday. I think they're too big, and 23-20 draw no bet for Wednesday.
Oh yeah, it's some good logic, huh? Yeah. And you're opposing Billy Davies. Good luck to you if you ever bump into him. Man. He's a terror.
Don't take a photo of him.
No.
Rip your head off.
Ugly. And he's aged a lot, but I can't exactly speak. Anyway, game 3, Reading against Bournemouth is the pick here. You saw Bournemouth on Tuesday night at Loftus Road. How did they play?
Not very well.
Not very well. So, with that in mind, I presume you're opposing them.
I am, yeah. Reading are back on track. We'll start with them, consolidating their place in the top 6. Won their last 2 games, away at Forest 3-2 last Friday night. Then they beat that Charlton team we mentioned 1-0 at home in midweek. That ended a run of winning just 1 of 7 matches. Confidence returning to that team, and they're actually top of the half-time table when playing at home, winning 5, drawing 4 of the 9 home games. They've gone on to win 5 of their 9 home games, so 11-8 I think is worth an investment here on Reading half-time, full-time, because Bournemouth really are suffering. Drawn 3, lost 4 of their last 7, lost 3-0 at QPR on Tuesday night. 1-0 down at half-time, should have been a lot more than that. They just stood off to QPR, let them play, QPR dominated the possession. Every time I went forward, it looked like we were going to score goals. Away from home, they've won 1, drawn 3, lost 5. 3 of those 5 defeats have been by at least a 3-goal margin. I like Eddie Howe. I like what he's trying to achieve there, but sometimes you need to shore up the defence a little bit. They're going a little bit too gung-ho at times. He needs to stop that rot quickly, and I don't think it's going to happen this week as well. I've got Bournemouth down, finishing the bottom 8 at the start of the season. That's where they are now. I can't see it going any better for them. I think 11-8 on Reading half-time, full-time is a fair price during Bournemouth's current malaise.
Yeah, and Reading in the playoff positions. Yeah, definitely.
Going along nicely again.
Absolutely. Well, Mark, you got a treble last week. Let's hope you can do the same again this week. So let's pray for Mark, please. Pray for Mark, and enjoy the World Cup draw. Let's hope England get a really tough draw.